All right. Good evening, everybody. Good to be back on yet another episode of HSM Talks. My name is Abhishek Gupta. I think you have heard it a zillion times already before, uh, but it never harms me to take my name again. Um, I hope each one of you is doing safe, keeping safe, families are safe, and you are trying to take all the precautions possible. Before I start the show, let me tell you, even if you are vaccinated, you need to still maintain social distancing, sanitize your hands properly, and not step out if you're not required to. Today, once again, I am talking to my hotel room, and unfortunately, the rooms, even in the best of the hotels, are yet not ready for the lives. So, when they created the desk, we were in the pre-COVID era. So there used to be a nice little lamp, study lamp on the desk, and somehow people like me have got used to using that lamp as a focus light. But ideally, that should not be the case. Today, I have three uh, great individuals who will talk to us about design. They will talk to us about careers after design. They will talk to us about what it means to make a career in design. And I am proud to tell you that I am in conversation with the Instituto Marangoni. Uh, and what do I say about this institute? Because founded in 1935 in Milan, completed almost 80 years in 2015, uh, has campuses located across the globe: Milan, Florence, Paris, London, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Mumbai. I'm forgetting one. Miami. Uh, trained trains about 4,000 students in from 107 odd countries. Amazing place for you to study fashion and design. And today we're going to talk to people who actually handle their Mumbai School of Fashion and Design, located in Worli in Mumbai. And this is possibly uh, one opportunity for you to learn art, design, fashion at at a world-renowned institution at a cost of India, and it doesn't get better than that. Um, I do have comments already started coming in. Mahip, I already know you, and you're from the same team. Okay. And we did give access to everybody from the same team to come and access StreamYard. Um, but this is phenomenal. Across seven Facebook pages, one LinkedIn, one YouTube, over 230 odd people and counting. And I'm sure in next 4 5 minutes it will go up. My request to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, you have to be regular on the HSM Talks for our StreamYard to allow you, because we only allow specific people. So if you are commenting on either of those platforms, those comments are not reflecting here. It is only reflecting for the approved users. So if you're commenting, please be patient. I will try and take some questions from Facebook and from LinkedIn and from YouTube, uh, and pose it to our guests here. Let's see if we are live across every page. Yes, we are. Okay. It is an honor for me to introduce our first guest on the school,
Hi.
and that's Mevin. He is the academic director with Instituto Marangoni. Um, my second guest on the screen is coming up next,
Hello. Hi.
and
Good
that's
evening to
Rahul
everyone.
D'Souza. Hi, Rahul. Rahul D'Souza, sorry. That's Rahul, and he is head of enrollments at Instituto Marangoni. My third guest is Shweta Agarwal, an alum, fashion designer, tutor, and CEO and creative head of Erica. And there she goes. How
Hi.
are you?
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. Um, Quickly, we'll jump into our conversation. And it is my duty as the host of HSM Talks, and it is my duty as a career counselor that please treat this interaction as candid, and not as a boring webinar. All right. And my first question to any, I mean, one of you can pick it up. Fashion and design, right? Um, okay, somebody's mic is echoing back. So while one of us is talking, maybe others can mute their mics, and that way echo won't come back. Okay. So my first question to whoever wants to take this: fashion and design uh, are niche careers, but definitely can provide an opportunity to the person to work not only in the fashion or design segment but also with luxury brands. Um, how do you think the industry, specifically fashion and design, will shape up in the post-COVID era? One of you can take it up, whoever.
I'll take it. Hi, Abhishek. Thanks for having us tonight. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you virtually, and thank you for joining this evening. I'm Mevin Murden, the Director of Education. I've just been shipped from the London campus 2 weeks ago, where I was director there for 2 years, and super happy to be back in Mumbai. So, answering your question, Abhishek, I think you're sitting right now on a chair in a hotel, on tables, there's curtains behind you. It's a nice surrounding, isn't it? We're all wearing clothes right now, and it's all fashion and design. So I wouldn't say it's niche, really. It's a huge industry. It's a huge industry going from the luxury industry, of course, who are the trendsetters, but then it filters down to, mass market, Zara, and everything else. So it's a huge industry. To keep it short, but it's all part of fashion and design.
Super. All right, Mevin, let me put my first question to you in that case. Instituto Marangoni, a huge legacy spread across the globe, 4,000 students annually, almost from 107 countries. What was the reason of setting up the Mumbai branch? Where did the idea come, and why should a student consider studying at the Mumbai campus? What is your take on it?
So going back to the roots of the school, actually, Italians and being super global, Italians had businesses around the world, were exporting from since the beginning of times, really, in terms of fashion and design globally. The school is also very, very similar. So our students, the first school in Europe and of course Milan, attracted students from all over the world. So we have alumni from India, from China. So we noticed that it really attracts a global target of students. So opening the Mumbai school was really to try and provide students a little bit of a stepping stone before they go to Europe. So we call our schools in China and India and in Miami, for example, training centers, because they are meant to be here to prep the students who can then progress to the European schools. So there are two things: studying abroad, and Shweta is here, can also add to this. It's a shock in terms of educational experience, but also a culture shock living in a different city. So the point of training centers is really to kind of give students a little bit of that educational shock in India, and then they can go and have the culture shock in London or in Paris or in Milan. And I must say that the training centers here, whether it's here or in Shanghai also, we train students and give students more support to adapt to that UK system, for example, Manchester Metropolitan University, which validates our degrees in London and Paris. So students have time to adjust to the system, to understand the workload, to understand what's required from them, and prepare them to better succeed than in Europe. Shweta, what do you think? What was your experience?
Definitely, like I agree with you, it was a sort of culture shock, even in terms of design, I would say. Sorry, is my voice echoing?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
No, it is echoing, Shweta. So maybe may I request Mevin if you can also
Oh,
mute your mic for the moment, please? Thanks.
Okay, is it better now? Okay, great. So, what I was saying is when I was in Milan, so I studied here in India, like basis on textiles mainly because India is known for textiles, right? So, even when I train students here, so we mainly give them direction in terms of design and what is the spaces and the methodology of what Marangoni teaches in. So, what I really learned there was one is pattern making because in India, honestly, that is something that was the design, the construction and fit and everything was completely different. The method is very different globally, how you do it. So that is one thing that I learned there. And also then, and I applied it here when I came back in my brand, when I applied the Indian knowledge of textiles and culture here and incorporated the global sort of sense of design that I learned in Milan. So definitely it was such a huge difference in terms of also the way it's strategically placed, right? All the schools all over, like all Instituto Marangoni schools are placed in such localities where it's surrounded by these high fashion brands that you can get inspired by, that you see like there's a Jill Sander right next to you, there's Dior, there's everything. So you keep seeing their new collections in, and then you get inspired by that too. So I feel like not just the education, but the location, everything is planned out so well. And you get this whole sort of new design perspective, really, to grow your career in the right track.
Right. But Mevin, coming back to you, what are the inherent advantages for a student who possibly will not be able to afford to go to Milan to study because it's definitely expensive, both education as well as the lodging and the boarding part. What would you tell the audience who are keen on following fashion and design as a career, do want an international education, faculty of world standard, maybe industry experts coming and teaching, the nuances of fashion and design? What would you tell them? How your campus in Mumbai delivers the same quality of education which we can expect to be delivered in Milan?
yeah. So thank you, Abhishek, for this question. Actually, our campuses are really interesting because we have the same furniture, carpet, decor, tutors, and curriculum as we have in Europe. Because the point is the progression. They need to do the first year similar to London or Paris or Milan, or the second year, etc. So everything is aligned in terms of what they learn and how we teach. Our tutors are trained by our European tutors, and like myself, I'm here from Europe as well, and make sure that everything is delivered like you would have the experience in the European schools. So in terms of employability, it's the same. Like you said, our tutors, we call them tutor practitioners because they are actually tutors who, like Shweta here, is actually owning her own brand. Our tutors are not purely academic. They are tutors who have worked in industry before or are currently still working in industry and teaching on the side. So we don't really even use the word teaching because we like to say coach. Our classrooms are actually designed like studios and boardrooms for fashion business, for example. So this week we had a presentation from our Mumbai student who did some research for Numero 21. The CEO from Milan joined us, and they presented the findings to him. 700 pages, huge piece of work on entering the Indian market. So that was really interesting for them. But that was a real boardroom situation where they pitch their ideas and recommendations to the CEO, working with our tutors here. So did that answer your question?
Yes, that definitely does answer my question. I can resonate a lot with you when you say that, you do not call them tutors or teachers, you call them coach, because I have kept my email ID pretty simple. It says mail@abhishek.coach. I don't call myself as the founder of India's biggest parent and student community. I definitely want to avoid that. I want to keep that coach element alive throughout. So boys and girls and moms and dads, let me tell you, if you're listening to this, if an institution can think of nuances as small as calling their teachers as coaches and not as teachers, you can imagine the amount of detailing they must have done in their course curriculum, or choosing the right faculty and the trainers and the coaches, if I may say, and choosing the location and and everything that you have to deal with. Mevin, let me honestly say that you won my heart over 1,000 times by as an institution, by saying that you call your teachers as coaches and not teachers. That speaks volume about you. And for over 350 odd people listening to us right now, I'm sure that must have been a pleasant hearing as well. Raul, coming to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Raul D'Souza, head enrollments at Instituto Marangoni. My question to you, Raul, is what makes Instituto Marangoni so unique compared to other colleges and other institutions in the industry? What makes you unique?
Hi there. Thanks, Abhishek. Yes, many things. To start with, of course, we don't call our faculty teachers, we call them coaches. But besides that, Istituto Marangoni, as you mentioned earlier, is the first school for design in Italy, started in 1935. It has a very strong heritage. And it started by Mr. Marangoni, who was a lead tailor, pattern cutter to the aristocracy in Paris. He started training the industry. So he started teaching advanced pattern cutting to other tailors and master craftsmen, and that's how the institute started. And eventually, it came down to teaching students, young students. So, in fact, in Italian today, also the name of the school is not in a university. We are called a kind of workshop. Where students wanting to get into the industry, discover the industry, and showcase their talent, find a space. We have these brands which are well established over the last 50 years and more, and 80 years or more, looking for young talent, and we create that environment for them. So we call ourselves not also an university or institute, yes, but it is a workshop. So it's a very informal way, but it's the meeting of these three. We are creating the environment for the young talent to connect with the industry, and also for the industry specifically, who are looking for young talent as they go all over. So that is one very important aspect, and that is why, though we are so old, we are still one of the smallest schools, and one of the with only 20 students per class in every course, whether it's a 3-week short course or a 3-year undergrad program. The maximum students per class is 20, and also this constant connect with the industry goes on and is very much intricate in the curriculum. The first very important part is the teaching methodology. Italy, as Mevin said, is well known across the world for the Made in Italy concept. So that is the underlying, pedagogy which goes into the teaching the Made in Italy concept, which is, well established across the globe. So students at every campus, even if they are studying in London or Paris or Mumbai or Shanghai, have that experience of the Made in Italy. Yeah. The second most important is the location of the schools. Yeah, as my colleague said, they are located right in the heart of the design district. So in Milan, the Monte Napoleon Street is the very famous fashion street of the world, where all the top luxury brands have their first flagship store on that street. Yeah, and we are just perpendicular to that street. And so every day when students are coming to the campus, they're constantly bombarded with inspiration from these stores, because it's the flagship store. The first store in the world is on that street, and these are big brands that manufacture a lot of collections. They change their window dressing every 3 to 4 days. You won't get more than a week of the same collection which is showcased on their windows. And so it's a constant inspiration, a constant learning experience. So this you will not get anywhere in the world. In London, we are on Fashion Street, a little street on East London, and that whole community there is bustling with designers, with cafes, with cutting edge kind of creativity. In Paris, we are on the Art Street, which is perpendicular to Fashion Street. We are like 100 meters of Chanel's corporate office, Christian Dior here, there. In Mumbai too, we have an excellent location at Worli, CJ House. It's a very impressive building. If you visit our campus, you will see. And I invite students who are Bombay and around. In fact, students from all India come to visit just to see the campus.
It's the most beautiful campus, I must say.
Yes. So the locations are very, very particular, very typical to Marangoni, thus giving a very strong fashion and design flavor to all students that are attending our courses. The third important part also is the coaches, the faculty. They are all from the industry. Since we are located right in the heart of the industry, nearly all our faculty are either sharing their time working at brands down the street and then coming and teaching and sharing their experience at Marangoni, or they are working for consultants for various other brands during that. So this gives an up-to-date, state-of-the-art kind of update on what the industry is going through, because fashion is constantly changing, and students need to be constantly updated on this. And also because these are the fashion capitals of the world, there are a lot of events that happen regularly. I think every second week, and students are always informed about them. They may be getting passes to attend these events or follow them on social media, which is very, very important part. So it's beyond the curriculum. The student gets a much wider package than just the curriculum. So when they look at it, they are totally soaked in fashion or in design or in art for that matter in Florence. And finally, the fourth point automatically is the industry connect. So because the coaches are from the industry, they are located in the exact right in the heart of the industry, automatically the industry experience does not come towards the end of the course, but right from day one. When they join the course, when they are having their opening orientation itself, is when they start learning about the industry, learning about everything around them. Just seeing, listening, and being there is an experience, to have. So this makes us, I think, very unique compared to any other institution that is in the design field and fashion field.
I really like the phrase that you use, soaked in design. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you think you are one of them who is soaked in fashion and design, then Instituto Marangoni is possibly one option that you must consider for your child. And if kids, you are listening to me, you should go and research more about Marangoni. Visit their website, their web pages, social media handles. Maybe send an email to Raul or Mevin, and they'll be happy to connect with you. Come to you, Shweta. I just happened to look at one of the articles published on LinkedIn, which said 94% is your placement ratio as an institute, and almost 88% are placed or working in the luxury brands, and that's phenomenal for any institution. Forget about just the fashion institution. For any institution, these are very, very impressive figures. Shweta, you have been an alum, and you are now, I believe, you are running your own setup. So you are a founder and an entrepreneur. You have seen the world. I personally say that as an entrepreneur, you are more exposed and aware about anything else than about the industry, because you're always on your guard and trying to assimilate all pieces of information coming from all the sides. So this is very important to you. What do you have to say about the employability factor, especially in today's time, or when it comes to fashion and design? What do you have to say about that? What do you think about that?
So I definitely think so. In Marangoni, what we do is we sort of start working with trends as well. So say for example, if there's any sort of new change in terms of trend of learning as well, so we try to incorporate that. So say for example, now during the COVID situation, we started doing more digital learning methods. We started incorporating like 3D design as well, like with the croquis. So Clo 3D software came in. So adopting new softwares, teaching students new methods to adapt to a digital method also. So even people right now, like I know also employ students from Marangoni itself, so I know I have interns working with me, I have designers working with me from Marangoni. In fact, when I started my brand, the fashion business sort of students took my brand's project as one of their key sort of industrial projects, and they sort of helped us strategize our business strategy in the right beginning of the brand launch. So, and after that I did hire them as well for managing my store and managing my business strategies, etc. So I definitely think there is a lot of scope, not just on site, because a lot of brands, say for example, to be truthful, might not offer you on site job, right? If like say you can't go there, but so many brands are offering you more opportunities because you have these digital skills. So because Marangoni keeps adopting new methods, we do keep sort of having these master classes with people from all around the world, all industry experts, so that the students keep getting informed about new trends, new sort of methods of, say, constructing a garment, designing a collection, putting a collection lineup together, how to sort of make marketing strategies, everything. So right from business to design. So basically, by continuously adapting to the changing environment, we keep the students up to date, and also obviously we create a beautiful portfolio with them when when they study in the school. So that definitely helps in placements. I know when I sort of came back from Milan, when I went to certain designers here in Mumbai as well, like really big names, to name a few, like say for example in India, Rahul Mishra, Anita Rongre, all of these are big names, right? So when I went to their places, some of them saw my portfolio and they were really surprised, and they would be like, is this really your work? We haven't seen this kind of presentation or these kind of skills in students here. So there is definitely a sort of elevated portfolio that you will show. And to get any, like, to become a good fashion designer, you need to get jobs, you need to get that experience via internships, via like working in different sectors of the industry. And I think having a good portfolio also really helps, right, to get those placements. And Marangoni ensures that you make a beautiful portfolio, no matter if you're studying from home, are you in campus, they'll make sure you have all the facilities and you are up to date with every learning method.
Wonderful. Mevin, I want to come back to you. While I have been in discussions with your colleague to formulate this panel today, Mahip, and I must say that Mahip is definitely a super fine gentleman himself. He's been very patient in giving me information about Marangoni, and my respect for Marangoni as a brand has gone, is way up there, right? It's right up there. But coming to an academic question that I want to ask you, considering that you are the academic director, lot of students in the high school might not be really sure of the pathway they want to take in the fashion industry. Um, they are not sure whether they want to get into designing, styling, business part of it, or fashion management part of it. Uh, just take me through what are the differences among these pathways, and if I am confused in high school, what do I do? I mean, which program do I choose? And will there be somebody at Marangoni um, to hold my hand and say that, hey, okay, first year, let's explore it. Second year, let's do a deep dive. How does it work?
Yeah, so I think the way, this is a very common question because students, yes, and prospective students are very confused sometimes in terms of what exactly, which area of fashion to enter because it's so vast, no? So the simpler way I can put it is fashion design. As a fashion designer, you create a product. You're creating a product, right? It requires creativity. It requires a lot of patience, isn't it, Shweta? And hard work. Fashion design students are always in the school all day, every day, doing their patterns and working and sewing, etc. So you need to be patient. Fashion styling is image making. It's also known as image making. So basically, the fashion stylist would take these products from fashion designers, whether it's shoes, whether it's a jacket, whether it's a dress, whether it's a sari, and put it and create an image with a background, with the right models, with the right lighting, with the right hair and makeup, and create something that will be appealing to a certain target that would go in magazines or short movies or whatever. That's what a stylist does. It's not as glamorous as it sounds. It is also a job that requires creativity, organizational skills, because there's a lot of stuff to do, getting samples, or coordinating models, negotiation skills, and people skills. You're working with people a lot. Fashion designer works a little bit less, more on his own. Fashion business is really looking at the overall operations of getting the right product to the right people in the right place at the right price and with the right communication strategy, whether it's digital communications or offline communications. Here, you require a bit more analytical and numerical skills if you want, but I'm from fashion business as well. You also need a bit of creativity in fashion business because we talk about creative problem solving, right? How to get to customers during a lockdown, for example, how to keep people engaged online. So the fashion business course has a little bit of both analytical and creativity and problem solving skills. That being said, even our fashion design courses and fashion styling courses have a little bit of creativity in the course, but also business subjects, because fashion designers need to, like Shweta, launch their own brand. They need to understand how the business operates. They need to know a little bit of marketing. And that's something that's very Italian as well, very entrepreneurial spirit as Italians. And they, understand how business works. It's not about making something that maybe you can sell. You want to sell what you make, right? So having that balance between creativity and beauty, but also aesthetic, commercial value, functional. Even furniture, for example, if you look at Italian furniture, it's beautiful, but it's light, it's functional, it's it's something that's really easy to use, for example. So this would be my way that I use to explain to people the difference in really simple terms. I think that clarifies a little bit these little differences between these courses. We also have interior design course. If you still want to do design but not fashion, you can design interiors for hotels, for retail spaces, for stores, or you can design product as well, which is another field of the design courses. So chairs, laptops, whatever, cars. So these are the main courses that we have. I hope this helps clarify a little bit.
It definitely does. All right. My request to all three of you, one last question each. People do tend to get tired holding their phone like this. So please keep your answers quick and short, because I generally try and wrap this interaction within the span of 40 minutes. That's our standard protocol of doing the HSM talks. One question each, one by one. And Shweta, starting with you. Quickly, your journey from Marangoni to become the founder of your own brand. How is that? How will you like to summarize it?
I think it has been amazing, and the institute has really helped me make my brand work as well. So even as a tutor, I keep learning what the different trends are and employing interns also from the industry, like from the institute to the industry also, because we keep giving them industrial knowledge during the course itself. So definitely learning the global perspective and getting it, like giving it the cultural roots that I have from India and making my own brand. It's been a great journey. And they sort of help you grow your brand, like even after your journey is over. As an alumni, you have alumni mates, and the networking also really helps them. So
All
that's
right.
been
The
great.
moment you talked about internships, there is a message already coming into the chat here, which says which internships are good for fashion business. Internships which are good for fashion business can be found at Shweta's venture. Please reach out to her, find her on LinkedIn, and I'm sure she is ready to help. But amazing, Shweta, because for any institute, it does not get better when an alum becomes a founder and also becomes the brand ambassador. And I'm sure, I mean, Marangoni and their entire fraternity will be so proud to see you today doing so well in your own venture, and not only doing well for yourself, but doing well for the institution that you passed out from. Because if you are hiring interns from the same institution, it is an amazing feat that you have achieved. Not very many people, I'm sure, can do that. Coming to Raul, quickly, what are the courses available at the Mumbai campus? And though I understand it is far more affordable than going to Milan directly and studying there, but uh, what are the kind of scholarships available vis-a-vis, if you're looking at studying at Mumbai, or if you want to take an internal transfer and go and do maybe a year at Milan or any other campus? How does it work?
Yeah, so the at Mumbai school, we offer the undergrad programs in fashion designing, fashion styling, and fashion business, the three major streams, and also interior design. And we have also a post-graduation course in luxury brand management and marketing, and surface and I think it is embellishments design. So it's a little outtake of fashion design masters. So these are the 5 courses that we have here. We also have short courses which range between 3 weeks to 4 weeks in the different streams of fashion designing, styling, business, and interior design. So students who are also not sure about which course to take, I always suggest them to take a short course of 3 weeks in fashion design or styling, and so then they experience that and they can make a clear decision and go straight away with the undergrad program. Yeah. So we have also a number of scholarship opportunities for both our intakes for study abroad directly as well as by campus. They are all merit-based. So a few months before the course starts, we have a campaign on our website that students can apply for and showcase their talent. And then we have a committee that shortlist them. This year, just last month, we had an excellent campaign with Vogue. Vogue India and Vogue also International, Vogue Italia, Vogue Talents, which really selected very good talent. And I'm glad that they were very surprised with the kind of entries they received from India, from Indian students, both internationally as well as locally. So I think we have a lot of talent here in India, and this industry is booming because it is required today in every stream, every field. And so, yeah, there are plenty of opportunities, and we're happy to offer it for talent.
Super. Mevin, my last question to you before I allow all three of you to have a good night rest. Academics, I understand. I'm a big fan of the fact that a child does not come to an institution to study for 3 years or 4 years. A student comes to live each and every moment of those 3 or 4 years of his life, because we all know we are not students anymore, but we all know that this time doesn't come back in life ever. There is no knowledge without college, and these are possibly the best test, if there is any word like that, years of your life. What do you have to tell to all the prospective students and their parents about the student experience at Marangoni?
Well, first of all, I think going to, as you say, college or university is a huge investment. Students or parents, and we make sure that we are really giving students what they paid for in terms of readiness for industry and being able to find a job afterwards. So there are 2 ways we approach this. First of all, professionalism and work ethic. Yes, it's a fun environment. We have small classes of 20 students. Our tutors are very approachable. They sit next to students. It's not a tutor to student system that we have. We sit around tables together with our students. And of course, like every family, I call it tough love. We make sure that students are being pushed and are being able to deliver, just like, family, because we care. We try and make sure that we are really preparing you to get that employment, to launch that business. And during the time with Marangoni as well, there's internships all the time. Even if the term is finished, I must say, Abhishek, right now our students just finished a few weeks ago. We pull them in because we have an L project going on. So our fashion styling students need to create the trend board for L magazine, and the winner will be published in L magazine, and they're offering free internships for the top 3 students. So they thought they were going on holidays, but we said, no, you come back. You're going to do this project right now because, you know, it's an opportunity. So it's like this. This is what we do. We make sure that we give them as much as possible, and we care and make sure that they are having the best experience. And of course, it's a fun environment. It's, as you say, it's very rare that we are able to go back to university. It's the best time of your life because it really creates you as an individual, and, you know, personality development, and, you know, finding your strength and your own identity at college and university. And we make sure that we are here having fun, but also delivering what we promised to the students. Too long. Sorry.
Wonderful. All right. So you know, I must tell you that when I started researching about Instituto Marangoni, I realized how phenomenal your legacy is of past so very many decades, and 85 years, yes, and you have lived up to it. And I hope that students are able to find their calling at the Istituto Marangoni, while you are able to find the right students for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Mevin Murden, Academic Director at Instituto Marangoni, Raul D'Souza, Head Enrollments, Instituto Marangoni, and Shweta Agarwal, alumni of Instituto Marangoni, a fashion designer, a tutor, and CEO, founder, entrepreneur, and a creative head at Aroka. That's her own brand. Thank you so much, all 3 of you, for joining in. Before I let them go, I have to make a couple of announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the internship for psychology is starting very soon. Our pre-orientation session will happen on 23rd of this month. Would you believe it? Almost 2,000 students from 130 plus schools have applied for this internship in psychology and mental health. An amazing response that you guys have given. My second announcement is Global Ed Connect is back again, and this time we're doing 2 events to keep give opportunity to each and everyone to be able to participate. On August 6th, we are doing an event for North and East India. So if you are from the states from North and East India, you can join on August 6th. On August 7th, we are doing it for South and West India. You will get to listen to some amazing workshops. Some amazing people will come and talk to you. And wow, you will be able to meet almost 30 odd universities from across the globe, talking to all of you. So do not miss out. The registration link for the student club, the internship, and the Global Ed series is right there in the Instagram handle. Just go find out High School Mom's Instagram handle, click on the link in the bio, and it will take you to all the 3 links. This was an amazing interaction once again, all 3 of you. Thank you so very much for taking our time at such an ungodly hour for enlightening our
you.
The night is young. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye,
Good night.
Shweta.
Bye.